Brad, you've been tracking this, and the worst is not over just yet. This seems to be, it's going to be sticking around here for quite some time.
Yeah, this is going to be around for a while. And you saw from Indira's shot, she talked about how cold it was out there. And I think that's a very good point, because with the wind and rain, you're starting to see some really cold conditions. In fact, we had a little bit of a wind chill today. At one point, the wind chill was in the upper 40s. So you don't want to be out in this, because if you get wet and cold, that combination, you can get hypothermia pretty quickly on a day like today. Here was the forecast track, continuing to move inland. We'll wait for the 5 o'clock advisory. It's not going to be 85 miles per hour. It's probably going to be a tropical depression or an extratropical system. I honestly think it looks like a nor'easter already, but the winds are still with it. It's going to move just to our east. But on the northwest side, we've seen this persistent band of not only heavy rain, but very strong winds. I think the back edge is going to get here a little quicker than anticipated, because it's moving so quickly. The south side's wide open. So once this band gets through, which will probably be around 8 or 9 o'clock, which is good news, because this will be in and out before you go to bed tonight. So if we're going to see power outages, they're going to happen pretty much right now. There's the center of circulation. We've seen gusts in there around 50 miles per hour. But this rain band right here that's moving through the panhandle of Lancaster County, that probably has 40 to 50 mile an hour winds in it, as well as some really heavy rain. That band continues to pivot. Now, what's interesting, you see the movement, but because the whole system's rotating, this will actually sit over us and kind of pivot around as the system lifts north. So flash flood risk is also the highest right now as well. If we're going to see flash flooding, though overall, I don't think the flood risk is going to be that high. We're starting to see totals around an inch, inch and a half, approaching 2 inches. But we are seeing the highest wind gust of the day so far, 44, 45 miles per hour, just enough that could bring down a tree or a power line. So by 7 o'clock, that heavy rain band is starting to move out. By 10 o'clock, we'll still have some sprinkles around, but the showers and the winds begin to subside, and overnight, improving weather. We could even see a break in the clouds at some point tomorrow, though I think the clouds will hold tough most of the day. And Sunday, things look up as well. We'll see some sunshine maybe break out before the clouds move back in. So for Charlotte FC and the Panthers game, improving weather for the weekend. It's really just tonight. And we're really concerned about power outages in the next couple of hours. The power outage index is moderate to medium right now, because of those winds combined with this heavy rainfall could eventually bring down some power lines. And we're starting to see that in a few spots. Those winds, they will subside tomorrow. We'll see some gusty winds in the morning, but by the afternoon, they will be back down to a normal level. So overnight, we start to see those temperatures in the low 50s with rain continuing. The rain will be heavy at times, but it'll start to move out by tomorrow morning. Still a chilly night as we see it move out. We won't see the severe weather risk either, because of all the cold air over us. We're okay, but there is a risk for severe storms off to the east. Now, we've seen some big rainfall totals out there. Brittany Van Voorhees has more on some of those rainfall totals that we've seen across the area, and so far they're really starting to go back up.
Yeah, we're definitely seeing that, especially for areas east there of Charlotte, Brad. Of course, the estimated rainfall totals we know are radar indicated, which means at your home rain gauge, you might be seeing something a little bit different. But go ahead and send us those alerts. We definitely love to get them. If you take a wide view here of this Charlotte area radar, you can see most areas across Mecklenburg County getting around 3/4 of an inch to up to an inch of rain right now. But heavier totals actually over to parts of Anson County, down toward Chesterfield County, around Wadesboro, south of Ansonville, down toward Chesterfield, Rockingham, getting close to an inch, if not an inch and a half out there right now. Of course, we know the highest totals down toward the Midlands so far, as well as over toward the coast, of course, where Ian actually made landfall. Now, so far, traffic has actually been pretty calm, which we love to see this here. I just had a traffic alert for a crash there at exit 5 Tyvola Road and 77 southbound, just cleared. The fact that we're not seeing that many crashes and it's getting close to 4:30 tells me people really are heeding the warnings right to try to stay off the roads if possible. We do have a fallen tree reported here at South Carolina's 200 at Camp Welfare Road. That's just over the border there down toward Chester County there in South Carolina. Now, something else we're watching out for, other than the fact that we have some downed trees, of course, in spots, and of course the chance for some crashes, downed power lines. A few of these reports in Mecklenburg County, Holt Road and 34th Street, Mount Holly Road and Paw Creek. In Iredell County, I had a report there at about 8:30 Oswald Amity Road, Gaston County at 6th Street and Allison Street. So just a good reminder, of course, that these downed trees happen, but so do those power lines. So some reminders of some power line safety here for you. You always want to stay at least 30 feet away from down power lines and also report them to your utility company, whether that's Duke Energy or something else, because that's the quickest way to get them taken care of. You, of course, never want to touch one. Really staying away from them completely is your best bet, and really make sure to report that. And don't touch them, don't attempt to move them, anything of that nature. You just want to stay safe. So remember that if you are going to be in an area where you see some of those down power lines, as Brad, of course, just mentioning, we'll continue to see some of this potential, right, with trees, power lines, and things of that nature as Ian continues its trek further inland. Carolyn?
Brittany, thanks so much. The best way to stay weather aware is simply to stay in the know. And to do that, you can download the WCNC Charlotte mobile app. It's free. There we have live radar, and you'll get updates from our experienced team of meteorologists. The WCNC Charlotte mobile app is in your App Store or Google Play. Download it now. We'll be right back.